Hey guys, number one here, coming today with an interview with Obey KRMP. If you guys don't know who he is, former Dare Crumpy, OG Dare, pretty sick player, recently joined Obey. And to start off the interview, how would you say you started in this community, KRMP?
Well, I started off kind of recording my TV with a camera that I like set up with a tripod, and I would like commentate as I was playing. This was like 2009, and after that, I kind of went from that to like getting like a Dazzle to like a PVR. Then I kind of stopped doing gameplay stuff and started doing montages, and that's kind of how I got here now.
And would you say that it's been worth the journey, or would you, if you were to start from day one, would you have not started?
It's definitely something that's worth it. It's very time consuming, but it's definitely worth it. Kind of getting the feedback from your subscribers and the different perks that come with that. It's definitely worth it.
And when you first started getting big, or known as people would call it,
hmm
would you say that you've ever had someone who actually helped you along the way, or did you do it mostly by yourself?
Well, well, XYLOL or XY101, whatever you say, call him. He edited my MW2 montage that kind of got me out there. Went on Hazard Cinema, got like 150,000 views, and that's definitely catapulted me to where I am now. And definitely Dare Pone, Dare Farrell, and Dare Duncan. They're like the people that got me in Dare, and that's pretty much what got me known, or whatever you want to call it.
And to date, what would you say your favorite clan experience has been?
Uh, I like Obey and everything. It's been pretty fun so far, but definitely Dare at its prime was like the best clan I've ever been in. Like, I was in Dare whenever they were at their peak, and it was just like great.
And who made the decision of you joining Obey?
Well, I was just my channel's been kind of at a standstill for a while, and I just kind of like been making mini tages and stuff. But like, I was just talking to Aston one day, and he's like, "You want to join Obey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And then like he asked me for clips, and then he showed them the agony and formula, and that's just kind of how I got in. They just kind of tossed the clips around and thought I was good enough for Obey.
All right. And then do you have any big projects coming up?
Yes, I'm currently recording for Crump 2.0, edited by Meerkat, and it's gonna be pretty insane. But it'll be a little bit till that comes out, and until then, I'm gonna be like making episodes on Obey and like mini tages on my channels and stuff like that. But big
And
project is Crump 2.0, so.
and I heard you mention Crumb 2.0. When would you say you think the release date for that would be? About.
I have about 30 out of 40 clips, and I need to hit an ender and like 10 more solid clips, and I think it'll be good. Plus editing, I kind of I'd say about 2 months.
All right. And then if you were to describe the standards of your clips in Crumb 2.0 with as little words as possible, how would you do it?
Well, I don't know about as little words as possible, but there's not really a set standard. It's just like clips that they're definitely like, I guess, up to the community standards of a montage clip, but I don't really kind of look at it that way. Just clips that I think that are, like look really cool, and yeah, pretty much the.
All right. And then so upcoming to Crumb 2.0, will your episodes be leftovers then? Or will they still be like episode clips?
Well, they're definitely worthy for an episode clip. They're like leftovers of montages, so like honestly, people probably wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Like I get a lot of comments saying like, "How are these leftovers on my mini tages and stuff?" So you won't really be able to tell the difference. But when Crumb 2.0 comes out, you'll definitely tell why those were leftovers.
All right. And then what are your future plans in the COD community?
Just kind of play it by ear, I guess. Going pretty good now. Channel's growing. Get some episodes up on Obey and just see how it goes from there. Hopefully, Crumb 2.0 does pretty well on my channel.
And being a member of Obey, you may know that a lot of people probably look up to you or like fanboy you. But what would you say it feels like to be in one of the top clans, and what is your dream clan at the moment?
Uh, well, everyone kind of shoots for the stars, and kind of everyone's dream clan is a phase, but I don't see that happening really. It's pretty slim chances, but it'd be great. But and what do you say about joining Obey?
A lot of people you probably know by experience now, since you've been in Obey a little bit,
Yeah.
that people like fanboy or look up to you. Like, did you ever do that?
Well, I definitely looked up to people in the community. A lot of people in phase that are no longer in phase now, but definitely looked up to them whenever I was kind of starting out. But other than that, I mean, I've kind of been in the community like the whole time, so I've definitely looked up to like some of the commentators, like before all the like montages and trick shotting stuff, like Hutch, Cianners, and those kind of people. I definitely looked up to while I was starting out.
And what would you say your opinion is on like how people look differently at like trick shotters versus snipers?
I mean, it's definitely different, a big difference. I mean, I've done both, so I can kind of
Relate.
see both angles. But like trick shotting, it's just rigorous. It's a lot of tries, and a lot of it is luck, but a lot of it is also skill. I found trick shotting a little bit more annoying trying to hit trick shots because it wasn't a constant kind of thing.
And then if you got a hit marker.
With it. Yeah, and hit markers and all that different variables in it, but with sniping and going for montage clips like that, I find that it's more consistent. And it doesn't require more skill, but that plays into it, I think, a lot more. And it's easier to get kind of consistent clips rather than trick shotting, like going over and over, trying to hit this one shot you've been going for like a week.
Right. And then you being a player slash editor, I know for Obey you're just a player at the moment, but
Yeah.
like, since you know both aspects of the community, which one would you say would be like harder to get your name out in?
I guess nowadays it'd probably be harder to get your name out as a player just because of how many there are. But for editing, I know how hard that can be to get a bigger person to let you edit for them. I got kind of lucky and I got to edit for people like FaZe Medi. And if you, I was like friends with them, so that's how kind of got edits for bigger people, and that's kind of how it got out there. But being an editor is definitely hard too, just because of the different standards of editing nowadays. But they're both hard in their own right.
And if you were to give a tip on a player viewpoint and an editor viewpoint, what would be tips for people trying to get big?
Well, for a player viewpoint, I'd say try to be as creative as possible, pump out consistent content, just the stuff you always hear. But for editors, I'd say almost the same too. Try to be creative as possible. You don't have to follow all like the tutorials and stuff. Just try to mess around in different new effects. And also don't like have to do like a big episode or a montage for someone. A lot of times you send a message to somebody with a relatively high subscriber count and just say, do you have anything you need edited, like a leftover episode or anything? That's kind of a way to get your foot in the door.
Or even like a OC or 2C?
Yeah, anything like that. Just try to kind of get your name out and talk to some bigger people. A lot of times you don't have to edit a big episode for them. You can just kind of edit a leftover episode and just kind of get in there.
And would you say you've ever let people do that for you, or you've asked people to do that while you were trying to get your name out?
Definitely. For instance, I don't know if you guys saw, but Thrust Raj, he like just edited my introducing on Obey. Like he's one of the most underrated like editors I know. He's like one of the best I know too. I remember like a really long time ago, like I let him edit my leftover episode, and it was like one of the best edits I've seen back then. And he got to know me through that, and like we've kind of held that kind of editor-player relationship since, and he's edited a few things for me. So just an example.
And that's just an example of many that can actually help you get known in the community.
Yeah, it's just ways that like you don't have to edit like some big episode. Like I said, like just anything to try to talk to bigger people and just kind of get a relationship going.
Alright. And then here at Counter Review, we like to have random questions of the day. And today's random question of the day is, what would you say your favorite empire has been over the years of the world?
Empire.
Like Roman Empire, British,
Let me think here.
or like leaders, for example, Hitler, Julius Caesar.
Well, I'm a big fan of Genghis Khan. I don't know, he just seemed like a creepy bastard. Hitler, Stalin, all those guys, they're all pretty much equally assholes, but Genghis Khan is, I don't know, there's something about him that just interests me.
Alright, and then lastly, is there anything that you like to say to your subscribers or people watching this?
Yeah, definitely. Crump 2.0, hype that up a little bit. Just kind of get word of mouth on that. It's gonna be pretty thick. I don't want to talk it up that much, but Crump 2.0 edited by Meerkat. It's gonna be insane. So look out for that. Until then, I'm just gonna be making mini Tages and episodes on Obey. So look out for those too.
All right, and then thanks for coming for an interview today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the interview.
Yep. See you tomorrow, Crump, at school.
Yeah.